The film begins in France with a beautiful palace and the prince of this kingdom. He is hosting a ball for all the beautiful girls at his palace because he only likes charming girls and beautiful things. Suddenly, a storm breaks out that night. An old lady comes into his palace seeking shelter from the storm. She offers him an enchanted rose in exchange for shelter from the storm, but he denies and humiliates her in front of everyone as she is not good looking. Suddenly, the old lady transforms into a charming lady. In fact, she was a witch. To punish the prince for his misbehavior, she curses him and transforms him into a beast and his servants into household objects. Not only the prince, but she cursed everybody in the palace and nearby town. She leaves the rose behind and warns the prince that if doesn't find true love before the last rose petal falls, he will remain a beast forever. Several years later in the nearby village, a beautiful girl named Belle lived with her artist father Maurice. A guy named Gaston also lived in the same village. He was an arrogant hunter and a war veteran and wanted to marry Belle, but she refused. Belle's father, Maurice, was an inventor. His latest invention was an automatic wood chopper. He was taking it to a contest at the country fair. On the way to the fair, he gets lost in the woods where a pack of wolves chase him to the gates of a nearby palace. He enters the palace to save himself from the wolves, but the beast imprisons him after he catches him stealing a rose from the garden for his daughter, Belle. Meanwhile, when her father's horse returns home without his father, Belle realizes that something is wrong and that her father is in danger. She takes the horse and goes in search of her father. While in the woods, the horse takes her to the same palace. She enters the palace where finds her father locked up. Belle's father tells her about the place, the beast, and how the whole objects in the palace are alive. He tells her how the beast saw him plucking a flower for her and imprisoned him here. He then asks her to run away as soon as possible. The beast then arrives there. Obviously, as a beast, he was looking horrible, but Belle doesn't let him feel as if she was scared of him. She begs him for her father's freedom. She asks him to take her as his prisoner instead of her father, and the beast agrees. The beast set her father free. On her first night in the palace, Belle meets the servants of this castle, a table clock, candle holder, who talk to Belle in the absence of the beast. The spell cast by the witch had turned them into enchanted objects. They were funny and friendly and treated Belle like a special guest. They unlocked the door and accompanied Belle. They tell her that she will get a separate room to live in because they understand that Belle may be the same girl who would free them from this curse. They provide a room to her, but the beast becomes aggressive knowing about it. He shows his anger to the table clock and candle holder. While scolding, both of them tell him that she is perhaps the same girl who will release all of them from this curse. Beast gets angry hearing it. He shouts at them, "Have you gone mad that I would love the daughter of a thief? It can never happen." After some time, they convince him to have dinner with Belle, but she refuses. On the other hand, Maurice fails to convince the other villagers about the beast. He kept telling everyone that his daughter's life was in danger, but no one was ready to trust him, taking it as a joke. But Gaston believes him and agrees to rescue Belle because he wants to marry her, and goes along with Maurice to rescue Belle. When Maurice discovers his true motive, he refuses Gaston. Gaston abandons him to be devoured by wolves. But after some time, Maurice is rescued by Lady Agatha, who was the same witch who put a curse on the beast. Meanwhile, at the palace, one day, Belle finds the rose. She was almost about to touch that rose when the beast reached there and angrily forced her to flee the castle on her horse. On her way back from the castle, she gets attacked by the same wolves that chased her father. But the beast saves her from the wolves, risking his life, and gets injured in the fight. Belle nurses his wounds and starts seeing goodness in the beast. One evening, after dinner, Beast and Belle danced. Beast realizes that he is in love with Belle. He shows her a gift from the Enchantress, a book that transports readers to their location like past and future. She travels back and visits her childhood home in Paris with this time travel book, where she discovers a plague doctor's mask and realizes that when she was an infant, she forcibly departed with her father after her mother's death from the plague, which her father was hesitant to reveal. On the other hand, Maurice comes back to his town. He tells everyone about the incident and the wrong motive of Gaston, but Gaston doesn't accept this allegation and refuses to confess. Instead, Gaston puts the blame on Maurice, portraying him as a liar and a man possessed by the devil. He convinces the villagers to send Maurice to an asylum. In the evening, Belle and the Beast enjoy a dance together. He then asks her, "Are you missing your father?" She says, "Yes, I miss my father so much." Beast then shows her a magic mirror from which they can see any person whom they want to see. He shows her the image of Belle's father in the magic mirror. She sees her father's predicament via the magic mirror. She gets worried seeing her father's pain. Because of his love, the Beast lets Belle return home to save her father. After that, Beast was missing her because he had fallen in love. Meanwhile, Belle reaches her town and finds out that her father has been imprisoned by the townsfolk. She tells everyone that her father is telling the truth. Then she shows them the Beast through the magic mirror. All are shocked, witnessing the Beast in that mirror. She tells them he is not a bad person, and there is no need to be afraid of him. He is very kind-hearted and doesn't harm anyone. Gaston understands by hearing that Belle has fallen in love with the Beast. So he tries to provoke everyone, saying that the Beast has evil powers, and he will destroy them. He then urges them to go to the palace together and kill the Beast before he kills them. Hearing him, the villagers agree with him and go to the palace. They enter the palace to end the Beast. But the household objects attacked the villagers, who they were unable to understand as to what was happening, because they were inanimate things, not humans. On the other hand, Gaston is seen approaching the Beast, who was not feeling well because of Belle's departure. Gaston then tells a lie to the Beast that Belle is not in love with him. Instead, she is the one who sent them here to kill him. Saying this, he fires his gun on the Beast, who nearly falls down but somehow manages to hold a place before falling. Now Belle arrives at the scene before Gaston fires his gun again. Belle grabs hold of Gaston's hand to stop him. Gaston falls down during the fight and drops his gun. Belle explains everything to the Beast and tells him that she couldn't stop the villagers. Beast restores his power on seeing her. Now he goes to confront Gaston, so he approaches him, holds his neck and hangs him in the air to throw him down from the high wall. Gaston begs the Beast to let him go. Beast tells him that he is not a beast. He spares his life and tells him to go away. Beast then comes towards Belle. Meanwhile, getting a chance, Gaston once again fires his gun on the Beast, but Gaston accidentally gets knocked off the roof. Belle pulls the Beast to save his life and tells him, "Don't leave me, I love you." As she spoke, the last rose petal fell off. He was badly wounded and was taking his last breath. She assures him that she will never leave him alone again, but he says that his time is over. Belle says nothing bad will happen to you and comes close to the Beast to kiss him when Agatha also comes there, who was banished. But since both the Beast and the girl are in love with each other, that means the curse is over now. Agatha understands that the Beast has found his true love and takes back the curse. After that, his surrounding area is enlightened, and the Beast then gets transformed into a handsome prince. They both become very happy to feel this magic and transformation of their lives. The enchanted objects were filled with joy as they too turned back to their human body. The movie ends here.